so good to know that you're still there, standing in and waiting for this segment to come on. It's still Good Morning Anambra show, and we're delighted to have you here on the second segment.
Glad to have you. This morning we are still here talking to you about what just happened over the weekend. And this morning we'll be talking about the aftermath of the gubernatorial election that happened over the weekend. Anambra Guber election, the Anambra November 8th elections, lessons learned. And this morning we have our guests that will be delving into what we are talking about this morning in the person of John Ifejika. Glad to have you this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being here too as a guest after your exercise over the weekend to be part of our analysts. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right, talking about Saturday's election, we know that in whatever happens, we learn every day, we learn every minute. And when we stop learning, what happens to us? Now, what do you have to say about the Saturday's election? Because you were here and calls were coming in, reports were coming from most of our polling units in Anambra State during that election. So what's your assessment generally of Saturday's election?
It's just that we went to fulfill an obligation. The obligation of electing. Already, Anambra people have already in their mind say, carry go, Apga. That's what they have, decided. But because it is paramount and important that there must be an election, and that was why that Saturday election came to be, and really. There was no match. It's just overtaking. It's just like asking Arsenal to come and play against Oka United, Oka Iron Founders. That's what it looks like. And Arsenal will deal with them squarely. And that was what happened. The governor overran all of them. So there wasn't any resistance, something like that. That was why I said that it's just for us to fulfill the obligation which the Constitution stated that there must be an election, as the election has been won and lost before that November 8th.
Well, we still have different political parties, especially the ADC, calling on INEC rather to, have a review that there were incidents of vote buying, and nobody seemed to have brought to the fore names and perpetrators of such vote buying. In fact, they went as far as saying that the election should be, be conducted again because there was no fairness in what was done on the 8th of November. What's your take on that?
You see, it's just like a kettle calling pot black. Don't forget that somebody reported that in Amobia, they were giving money. ADC gave the highest money. Do you understand me? They gave money, which there was an evidence that they gave money. But because the Igbos have a say that you understand? That when 2 children or 3, they have to go and fetch firewood. And at the end of the day, one had more firewood. He would tell the mom that that one went to the evil forest to fetch that firewood. That's exactly what the scenario we find ourselves in now. So, look at the votes. Out of the people that came to vote, less than 600,000 that came to vote, and the governor got a landslide. And somebody who got 20,000 votes is not saying that they rigged. You should know exactly what happened. The man that we thought that would be a contester, a challenger, was the one who scored 99,000 votes. So, I mean, it was no match. Anambra people made a categorical statement that this is where we stand, and no going back, no shaking.
All right. During that elections, there were, that day of election, we were actually here in the studios, and some people came in after the election when voting must have started. And some gave reports of some people that they saw outside playing football. And we were like, does it mean that these people think their votes don't count? You know, because these are some of the things, some of the outcomes of Saturday's election. How would you want enlightenment to start again by letting the people understand the need to be at polling units during election?
Yes, 2.8 million people registered in Anambra State, and 600,000 came in. Both those that voted, those votes were valid and invalid. There are 600,000 plus who came, which is a very, very poor percentage. About 30% of the people that came. I think there should be a total awareness. Awareness in the sense that they should go to places, go to churches, and announce and tell people to come and vote. Not coming to vote for a particular political party, but let them come and exercise their franchise. It's very, very important. I have 2.8 million people and 600,000 people are coming in. These ones are not saying that it doesn't count. No, that's not their reason.
But you know, in the election of 2023, something happened, and I know people that told me to my face that they can never vote again in this country because they were disappointed with what happened in 2023. Don't you think it's the same thing that keeps playing out each time we have election in this country?
Mahmoud and Joash, the names are not the same. No, it's true. Yakubu and Amopiton, they are not the same thing. Understand me? So they are two different, in as much as two of them are professors. That era is gone. We have gone into a new dawn where we want to expect something good and positive to happen. And that is it. So people should come out and vote. And their vote will count. Yeah, because I said this, but maybe on your radio program, that I don't see anybody coming out during campaign. Most of these political parties didn't come out to campaign. It's only one party that was campaigning, and that is it. So I expected, what happened, I expected the result to be so. Even Saturday when I was here from 9 a.m. till 5, when everything ended, I knew that this is the way the voting would turn out. I never even expected that the other party would score 99,000 votes. I was expecting maybe 50,000. That was what I was expecting, because of everybody was compensated according to the level of work they did in terms of reaching out to people. You understand me? Yes. I am an old boy of DMGS. I'm one of the candidates. I happen to be an old boy of DMGS. And we never knew that anybody was contesting. If you are contesting and your Munna don't know you are contesting, so what is the nonsense we are talking about? Your people should know you are contesting. If I want to contest election, which after these 8 years I might contest because I'm from Oka, yes, people in my church should know that I'm contesting. So contesting election is something everybody will know. Nobody comes in. The days are gone. I said it here. This is Anambra State. This is not Imo. Where somebody comes first, you go and give the person that came fourth. It's not, it will be done in this state. And that is true. Anambra people proved beyond reasonable doubt. No matter the statistics you want to put into it, 400 and something thousand and 999,000, they are not here. It's a gap. That is called, the military call it overrunning. In military we call it overrunning, to overrun a place. So Soludo overran the Anambra State. He won. Even myself that is here, if I want to contest election, I will not get 10,000 votes. I'm telling you, my friends in Oka, my friends in Onitsha will give me more. And the political party is scoring 10,000. Tomorrow saying that the election was rigged. Who rigged the election?
Mr. John, you can't say people don't, contestants don't have rights to come up and say that the election were rigged with the evidences that they presented. And now, talking about who campaigned, what do you really expect? The war chest the governor has to conduct his campaign is different. And we live in an era where campaign no longer happens by rallies on the street. You can campaign through social media, That's where we have lots of people. You can campaign in markets, you can campaign in churches, like you said. You can campaign across board. There are so many areas where you can campaign.
That lot of people that on social media were the people that never voted. They were the people playing football. Do you expect an old man like me to come and play football on the day of election? They were the people that were playing football. You understand me? So saying you, the Gen Z people, they don't say all those things. There was a woman, I was here, who phoned and said, it was on the radio that time, that she took motorbike to go and vote, that she was waiting for the bike man. She made an arrangement before that time and said, you, this Okada man, you come and pick me to come and vote. And the woman said she's so happy that the guy picked, she paid for that. These young ones will not do that. So they are the social media ones. So you see, that was what exactly happened in 2023. An election was conducted on social media, lost and won. You understand me? So social media does not vote.
All right, now
it's the people that go to the political,
let's get to the security on the November 8th election. You know, before then, I had some comments from some people that there are troops of policemen imported from other states just for this election. And we know that somehow some people will become afraid because of the large number of security personnel that were brought in. But at the end of the day, we've seen what happened. Though we police said it here that Anambra people are not associated with violence during elections. So on that aspect, what's your take about the security or even the manner they conducted themselves during the election?
Yes, the security, having a commissioner of police for election, having an AIG for election, having a DIG visiting is a waste of fund. I'm telling you, it's a waste of fund. If they have asked the policemen in Anambra, civil defense and soldiers in Anambra to conduct this election, Anambra people are not violent. Anambra people are not evil people. They are.
How do you expect them to get their obstacles?
No. You see, it's just waste. That's why I say it's waste of money. Everybody wants to come. Maybe the state pays some amount of money. The federal government pays. Everybody is rushing to come to this place. I even saw the prison. What do they call them now? There are no more prison. There are no more prison workers.
Okay, correctional.
The correctional people came in. They came with one load of addition with arms. Everybody that came is just the only people that didn't come are the vigilantes and hunters. You see, they all came. They were there. You know, my house is very close to the INEC something, so it was a nuisance. Anambra people don't snatch boxes in Anambra State. People don't do things. Anambra people are very matured people. And I know a man in my church yesterday that was telling me that he was so embarrassed when somebody wanted to offer, after voting, somebody wanted to offer him money. Then he looked at himself, me, offer me money for what? I don't need that money. I've come to exercise my franchise, and that's what I've come to do. So we don't need that policing. We don't need policing because we are not at war, we are not fighting. The incumbent governor is working, and he has worked. But I want to appeal to him that now that he's a lame duck governor, that's what it's called in America. It's not a lame duck governor. He should continue with his work and continue to do other things that he has done because of one thing. The work he has done will be there forever, and people will continue to remember him for what he has done. Soludo is not my friend, and he will never be my friend. But he has done well in Anambra State, more than other governors in the past. So and as such, that in this second tenure, they should not say, I'm not a lame duck governor, let me sit down. No, let him continue to do that work. And probably that will take him up to a higher level of the presidency or vice presidency. That's my wish for him.
Yeah, Anambra became the litmus test for the new INEC. Election came and went, and then they said in some papers, like we did the review this morning, that this is the best election based on turnout for Anambarians and the rest of it all. But now, the way forward, some of the electoral reforms that we need to, to correct before the 2027 general election, they are still at the National Assembly. There are a whole lot of reforms that Nigerians are asking for. And part of such reforms are this issue that will tackle vote buying, talking about diaspora voting, talking about even people living in different parts of the country, but being able to vote, not necessarily going to your area of, you understand, where you did your registration. So we have a whole lot that we are still carrying in this electoral reform that we are yet to see the day. Now, when you mirror what happened over the weekend, with even the observers talking about vote buying with evidence and the rest of it all, what do you think INEC needs to do to correct in order for us to get it right, better than we did at the last general election, using Anambra as a litmus test for Amopiton?
Vote buying will never stop because the politicians have raped the people all over Nigeria. They've raped the people to the extent that when they see 10,000 naira, they begin to shake. You understand me? Poverty is in the land. People are hungry. People are hungry and so on. There was a time when I was outside the southeast region, Nigeria. Some people were bringing salt and wrapper to give to electorates. For salt and wrapper, that's what they give. That I know that in a year, if 20 friends of mine lost their parents, I will get 20 wrappers. You understand? That now somebody will come and give me a wrapper, 6 years, and say, vote for my party and give me salt. And people are rushing to get it. Some 1 betta of rice is something that you have changed their life, their narrative. So it shows that there is hunger in the land. And it's for politicians. And politicians knew this, that people are hungry and they keep on punishing the people. So that at the end, after 4 years, they will come back. I said it here the other time that somebody who happened to be a representative of mine in the State House of Assembly, we don't know him. If you put a test for anybody, who is your candidate, who is your representative at that Okuno side in the House of Assembly, we don't know him. But suddenly he brought one big billboard when election, he knew election would soon come, and placed it there and said he's coming for a town hall meeting. Up to today, we didn't see. The town hall meeting was to be in August. We didn't see him, he didn't come. Then when it's time for us to go for that election, he will come back again with salt and money and give to people. You see, but when we begin to say, if you begin to empower people in this country, they will not be interested in anybody giving them 5,000 naira. People need to be empowered. People need to be strengthened. And which job is this? It's the job of the member of the State House of Assembly, member of the House of Representatives, and member of the Senate that is representing that senatorial zone to come and empower people with other things. That is the dividend of democracy. Then the governor will be doing his own work of building infrastructure like this governor has been doing. One of the greatest things Soludo did was the quasi-free education that he gave to people. There are people who cannot afford to pay 10,000 naira fee, but now he reduced it. And that for the first time, Anambra man is enjoying free education for his own words and so on. And I want him to go up again and make sure that our children that are in higher institutions receive their bursary award. He should do that to help people.
All right, let's now get down to the media. I'm grateful that you were here on Saturday and you saw how the media, the reports were coming in. How would you assess the media and their coverage of this election?
Well, I would say that I want to thank the ABS specifically. And I want to talk to the SSG of Anambra State that he should come with the Commissioner for Information and thank the staff of ABS, because each time election comes in the face of kidnapping and all, Anambra State Broadcasting Service staff are always there on the field to come and show, sincerity of purpose. They've done that. Then we should come and appreciate them, to say thank you and give them a handshake. And not just a handshake that will give them a very good, befitting lunch. A befitting lunch. Not a guy and lazy 1,500, not a lazy anywhere. So you come and shake them, they should come and thank you people. Because your people were scattered all over the places. Some of them we are using their own money to call. We're using their money to transport. Some of them were on bike, go to places where people dread to go to make sure that this election was a success. I was here, the report was filing in. First I was on the radio station. The report was filing in, and it clears something that these are people who knows their onions very well. They did a good job. Kudos to them. And they should be appreciated. Onye gba ball olacho leme. Oya ni ekungbe igba ball olacho range. And so you should thank them, because no any radio station, no others did that. But ABS was all over in the whole part of this thing. And for you people who are here in the studio, from 9 o'clock till 6 o'clock, they should thank you people and so on. You people did a good job monitoring what was happening and so on. Because most of the time, people don't remember these ones who are the background workers. People don't remember them. All of us will say this and that. It's just like when there is a parade going on, forgetting that there's somebody who makes sure that the light is on. Somebody makes sure that the sound is on. You have to remember all those ones. And that is what we are talking about. So you people did a very, very good job. And the journalists came in, they did a very good job, and so on. And wherever your people went to, they were not giving brown envelope. Because I was seeing what was happening. No brown envelope. Some of you may not know, you are all young here. Brown envelope is the envelope.
We know.
They give,
just on it.
The givers of milk.
Not just in
Thank you so much, Mr. John Ifejika. We really appreciate your thoughts on that, on the gallant response of ABS to the election duties. Now, still talking about the election and then the part where INEC should actually play and come in and help. You talked about the Gen Zs out there playing football, being there on the internet, but never going out there to vote. Now, don't you think out of the 2.8 million registered voters that we had, and then we recorded 600,000, don't you think that INEC needs to look for a way to have that balance? Since most of these people were out there, youngsters playing football, don't you think we need to now gravitate towards online registration, just like we have
and
online
voting.
And online voting and everything, just like we have in other climes?
Yes, we have not graduated to that, but we are going to graduate to that.
And it's far cheaper.
What is holding us?
No, it's good. You see, the fact remains that when the government of the day want to achieve something, but when you begin to do that online voting, then the people there who feel that power belongs to them will not have the opportunity to rig election. And as such, they will not. They will tell you, let's go to the other way. This, their money disappointment. That's what you call, like, on that election day, what will have happened is that the governor will have sat down with his henchmen, the same thing all political party, all the candidates, in their situation rooms to be watching. Now they will say, Oka local government, Oka South, the result has come. Pam, Apuga is winning. They count. Pam, the other place, look at America, you sit down. By the time out of the 50 states in America, you find out that you have won in Louisiana, you've won in Hawaii, Ohio. You begin to see that they are winning. Then when you look at it and find out that it's remaining Texas, what is in Texas? You ask your people there, this is Texas. What is happening in San Antonio? What is happening in Houston? What is happening in Houston? What is happening in Dallas? And he now tells you that your opponent is winning. You make you just go out and make a broadcast and said, I concede defeat. I congratulate my opponent. That is where people who have integrity. Not when you know that you've been defeated, you say you are going to court, it was rigged. this thing. No, you see, like I earlier said, when a child went to fetch firewood and had more than the other, you will say he went to the evil forest. You understand? That is what we are saying. Integrity, you congratulate him. Say, thank you, you won this election. That's how it should be. So, Nigerians should, the people at the top, should work on that, budget money, because what they budgeted for election in Nigeria is on the high side. And let us go electronic, let's go on electronic voting.
Electronic voting still wouldn't negate the fact that it cannot be manipulated. It can still be manipulated.
It can still be manipulated. But the fact remains that, for example, you come to vote, they say this is the voting room, this studio, and no policeman. You see, it's going to save costs. No policeman. All you have here is just electronics monitoring. Then you and your wife will come, and your children, there's cubicle. You pick your card, you write the voting, piam, cover it, go and drop. You wait for your children, wait for your wife, and after that, you leave. But Nigeria will tell you that it is going to be manipulated. Is it beavers that is not manipulated? Is it beavers that we don't touch? But come to Anambra election, beavers worked. Beavers failed in 2023 in Nigeria, but it worked in Ghana. And Ethiopia wants to use beavers again for their election. So it's not a question of beavers, it's the operators. Those people who operate. Now, you not tell people that if you manipulate any machine, you go to 20 years imprisonment. And that will be better. People will know.
All right. Now, still on reforms, electoral reforms in Nigeria, going by what we saw on Saturday, the INEC people were very, very early to most of the polling units in the state. And of course, they said beavers did not fail. We agree, but I learned there are some few places, but not
just
much.
Three places.
Yes, okay.
Three.
So what other reforms would you want INEC to bring in, in order to make our elections, more credible?
Do you know why INEC staff came on time? They were paid their money on time. You understand me? They were paid. If you want a child to smile, assuming your child is going to school, and you used to give him 10,000, you call him and give him 15. Things that you will not ask him to do in the house, the thing that you would say, do, reluctantly, you will see him doing it on his own. After finishing, he doesn't see anything to do, he will go and wash the cars. He start washing the cars. You say, but I'm not going out anywhere. Is that money or that motivation? So when you give them that money, they will not sleep. Motivation helps one. Oh, one about a lot, but I'm telling you. Yeah, only to us a sound. I don't know go digi. Open is in a wagon. Also, I'm not bakam. Only to us a batamba sound a lot. You see yourself, you are healthy, you're strong.
Doing extraordinary things.
They were paid money, they had money. It's not a question of saying them after election, come and collect money. Some of them slept. I called 2 or 3 people that I know who are parents in Bishop Crowder, where I'm the PTA chairman. I called them to know how they are planned because they told me they are going for this work. I had noise. I said, where are you? He said, we are already in the town. We are sleeping in a primary school in that town so that we go to work. So you find out that those people within the other localities came very early because they slept there. But those in Oka, due to logistics, did not come on time. When election has started in some areas, almost complete in Oka is starting because of logistics and so on. So INEC should motivate. When you motivate them, pay them, no question of saying after election, come and collect money. You see people coming, they have done the job without happiness and they were motivated. Then 2, they should have, INEC should have reserve staff. Not each time you go for ad hoc, teachers and members of the National Youth Service Corps. You should get some staff who are on the reserve. You know them and so on. Once you call them, they come around and do this your job for you. because you have trained them in the first instance. Then all you need to do is to give them a pep talk, not retraining them again. The money they spent on training, every election you train and retrain, is becoming too much. Just give them a pep talk because they've been there before. They have that experience. And of course, there is Nigeria. That's where some people will be getting their own, as they will study. So all those reforms will work. But then the man that is doing that reform came in through rigging. And now you are asking him to do a reform that will stop rigging. And is there through rigging. So it will not work.
So while we're talking about INEC's reform and then the need for them to work, like we witnessed on Saturday in some parts of Anambra State while election was ongoing, places like Okpoko and Mbakwe, people were going about their normal businesses, markets were open, people were trading, and then you begin to wonder, does it mean that even the dividends of what Mr. Governor is doing is not reflecting there, or they don't know the importance of actually going out there to make sure that they exercise their civil responsibility? What do you think individuals, corporate organizations, even the churches can do in order to make sure that election process, based on the money that governments put into getting this thing right, the people don't take it for granted by going about doing unnecessary things rather than...
What you have just said now is the function of the Commissioner for Information. The Commissioner for Information should liaise with the National Orientation Agency. Do you understand me? And the police, the civil defense will now warn that any market that is found operating, because I understand most of the marketplaces were open, then they will tell them nobody should open. Then if you open, then the shop, the governor has the right to close any market for 1 week after the election. That marketplace will be closed for 1 week. Nobody will go there and buy. Nobody will go there and sell. And they close it down. It will be so. And then people will...
But that is infringing on people's, rights. Is
It's
it compulsory
no
to go and vote?
No, on the day of election,
yeah,
you are asked no movement. People should not move. Do you expect the governor who is thinking of whether you will win this election or lose to go and start looking for people who open their shop or close? It's the work of the policemen. But policemen will not go and do that job. They will go to the places where politicians are to collect their own. It's wrong. They will stop movement. There should not be any movement. But you see keke and shuttles, we are applying.
But people will need to move to go and vote. Just like you cited the woman that hired a bike man to take her to a polling unit.
Yes, people will go and vote.
Yes.
But not question of going to the marketplace. I mean, and that is why in the instance, INEC is telling you that you should go anywhere you are going to vote, you have your booth, should be a walking distance. It should be a walking distance from your place. Like if I live in ABS here, I can walk from here to Kweme to go and vote. And it will be a good exercise, and see some of my friends will begin to talk and vote. After voting, we stay there to wait for our vote. And people like you give us palm wine and the other things we begin to drink and enjoy ourselves there.
All right, in case you're just joining us, you're watching Good Morning Anambra, and it's on the governorship election that happened last Saturday. Lessons learned, that's what we are discussing here. And I believe that you're watching, you have what it takes to make your input this morning. But at this point, let's go for a short break. We'll return to begin to wrap up the show. Don't go anywhere.
All right, ndị Igbo na-ege ntị kwụ na ahụ na n'ebe anyị nọ kpọmkwem na Anambra State ka m nọ. Anọkwa m with Anambra Broadcasting Service. All how ebe anọ. If you are not listening to them, if you are not watching them, that means you are blind. Open your eyes and see good things, and good things will come to you. Hey, babe, I want to know.
Good morning, Anambra, the discussion segment where we are talking about the Anambra Guber elections that was held over the weekend and the fallout and the lessons to be learned from it. And we've talked a whole lot, talked about the INEC reforms, talked about vote apathy, talked about people going about doing their businesses and then, forgetting that there's a responsibility that they all have to play. 2.8 million registered voters and we only recorded less than 600,000. A fraction away from 600,000. And then people begin to wonder what's happening. Is it that we are not, election educated enough to know the responsibilities of what it holds when we go out there and then exercise our franchise? Well, we still have our guest here in the studio talking about Mr. John Ifejika, Ambassador John Ifejika, our public affairs analyst. Now, we've put up all of these things together, and then the next thing will be we have the Ekiti and then the Osun elections coming up. Muputan has done the bid that he can do. Now, the next is, after these two elections, we have the general elections. What can we do in order to increase this, to reduce this voter apathy and increase people participating? Public observers have come up to say that elections should be done in several stages, more like allowing people like us, broadcasters, because we were here on election duty, there was no way we could go vote. We will be disenfranchised. There are people that are working in the hospitals, doctors, nurses, and other caregivers in the hospital. They couldn't go out to exercise their vote. Those two have been disenfranchised. Even the military that were there to protect ballot boxes and the rest of it, these were also disenfranchised. We can't be spending millions, and now the next one is going to even be in trillions, and then you have a chunk of Nigerians, you understand, not participating in this thing. Does it mean that our democracy is not thriving to the area or to the extent where we have an all-inclusive Nigerians making decisions as it has to do with this, not even forgetting those in diaspora? What's your take on that?
Yes, that's where we're talking of electronic voting. If, like in my own church, the men's fellowship, I'm the chief electoral officer, and we don't have a time to come and ask anybody to come on so and so Saturday. I will put a WhatsApp line. You begin to tell me the candidate you want for chairman, vice, financial secretary, you like that. And we begin to compile those lists. It's very easy for everyone. Now asking people to drive, maybe you travel to Abuja and you're a member of the church, you want to vote, and we are waiting for you to come back. You just send your this thing, and it's easier for me and for everybody. And that's the way we do it. So Nigerians can as well be INEC. I know Josh.
I don't know the capacity of your church members. I mean, your men fellowship league, but that cannot be compared to what we have in the States.
No, what I'm trying to say now, I'm just telling you that if at that little thing, we are thinking of going electronically and going to do it that way. So Josh Amopito is a very intelligent man, a professor of law. Before he came in to take this, he was a DVC. Administration, University of Jos. He's born in Jos. Anybody born in Jos, whether Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, they have different quality. They have different quality. Like Mikel Obianko, all those people born in Jos, you look at them, they are very quiet and easygoing. Jos has a way of molding children and something like that. So he, with his intelligence, with other people, can sit down and organize how they can do it, so that people in diaspora, you can be here and send your vote, and as you are talking in the radio station and on the television station, you can send your vote. The people, the surgeon that is doing operation, after his operation, he look at I have 2 hours remaining, he send his own vote, and so on. The policeman, also the military man can also send his own vote, except he's feeling that with the allowance that he has collected, he's so happy about it, and as such he's going to defranchise himself, not anybody defranchising him. You understand me? So when we do it in that form, now everybody you are bringing a playing level for everyone, and everybody has right to say, I voted for this man, and voted for so and so person. I voted in this election. So it's a thing that they can do, it's a thing that they can. If Cameroon here can do that, if Cameroon here can do that, who have ancestors as leaders, political leaders and leaders of their country.
All right, you said something about vote buying being something that cannot be stopped in Nigeria because of poverty. Now, are we supposed to live with that, knowing that it affects the outcome of our elections in a very big way?
You see, the government have organized things the way things should be. I used to ask questions. I asked some questions because my senator representing my senatorial zone, I saw what Senator Natasha did in her senatorial zone in Kogi State. I started asking all the senators, are there some special ones? You understand what I'm saying? If this woman will buy all these things to empower members of her constituent, her constituents, and I've never had such a thing from a senator representing me. It's unfortunate. And when some people go here and see them, you give them 5,000, 10,000. That's not what we are talking. I don't need that. You make some people are keke drivers, some people are pepper grinders, some people need this. You use it to do what? Empower them. If we begin to empower people around us, our own people that need to be empowered, that's their function. You come to so and so place, or you do it together. I am just talking. You see, when people come, the days are gone. When people will come and tell you they are this, they are not that. Don't do that again. No political party that will come and tell us this particular thing we are saying, and we all voted wrongly for some people in Anambra State. And today we never had their voice coming to say we want to empower people that voted for us. The House of Rep, the person representing us, the Oka North and Oka South, we people representing us in the House of Assembly, you should empower your constituents, not the governor. Governor is busy with infrastructure.
So what should be done? What should be done to stop vote buying, as I was saying?
Yes, with all those things, if I'm busy working and grinding pepper because of the machine that my senator and the member of the house gave me keke, my senator gave me to grind pepper and I'm using it to work. Why will I, on the day of election, I will go and vote. I don't need 5,000 or 2,000 somebody is going to share. Because I've been empowered. Because I'm rich, I have that money.
All right, a lot have been said here concerning lessons learned on Saturday after the governorship election in Anambra State. And of course, more things should be done for, better ways of doing election in Nigeria and getting better results. And of course, this is the much we can take on this program to make way for other things coming up. We'd like to thank you so much, John Ifejika, for your time this morning on television.
Thank you so much, and a big congratulations to Charles Chukwuma Soludo, Chalimwambafo. Congratulations, and because Anambra State people are expecting more dividend of democracy because they've never seen it before. They started seeing it now. Oka was a glorified state capital, but you made Oka become a state capital. Continue, and God will continue to keep you and keep you alive.
All right, thank you so much, and that's just about it on our discussion segment for now.